I played Duchess in Depth 5, and today I'm sharing 5 tips that can help you get there. Tip number 1, learn how to sprint cast. Sprint casting lets you run while using spells that normally slow you to a walk. It dramatically improves your mobility, and opens up new attack windows. There are 2 ways to sprint cast. Method 1, lock on, hold surge sprint, then cast. This works if you're moving left, right, or backward. Method 2, hold surge sprint, jump, then cast right after you land. This works in any direction including forward, and doesn't require lock on. Fun fact, you can use either method to drink from your flask while running. Tip number 2, build for consistency. Duchess is a feast or famine Nightfarer. Restage works best when you have burst damage, so you want relic effects that increase or guarantee your chances of finding strong weapon skills and spells, instead of just hoping RNG cooperates. There are 3 relic effects to look for. First, Dormant Power helps discover staves. This shifts your loot bias from daggers to staves. It's helpful if you're aiming for Slicer or Shattering Crystal, but it's not required. Second, Hoarfrost Stomp. This one is basically mandatory. It immediately gives Duchess range, AoE, and burst damage. Frostbite also synergizes with Restage, which keeps your starting dagger relevant well into day 1. Third, improved affinity attack power. I recommend stacking this instead of magic attack power up. Across 3 relics, magic attack power up plus 4 gives you about a 40% boost to magic damage, while improved affinity attack power plus 2 gives you around a 33% boost, but to all affinity damage: magic, fire, lightning, and holy. Duchess scales almost evenly between dexterity and intelligence, so this keeps your build flexible. If spell RNG is bad, you can pivot to an affinity weapon without killing your damage. For reference, here's the build I was using. Tip number 3, abuse Restage invulnerability. Deep of Night added a new relic effect that makes you briefly invulnerable after restaging. At first glance, it doesn't seem that useful. Why not just dodge? Well, Restage has no animation commitment, so you can use it during other animations to negate normally unavoidable damage. At the highest level of play, you want to use Restage to extend your damage window and attack when you normally would be forced to dodge. You can also use it to dodge status effect damage, persistent AoEs, and even grabs. At 60 frames per second, the invulnerability lasts 24 frames or 0.4 seconds. For comparison, Duchess's normal dodge lasts for 20 frames or 0.33 seconds. Tip number 4, understand your damage math. This matters for all Nightfarers, but is huge for casters like Duchess. Damage boosts in Nightreign are compounding. If you understand finance, congratulations, you now know how to break the game. If you don't, pay close attention to this next part. Let's say your base damage is 100 and you get 2 separate plus 10% damage boosts. If the boosts were additive with each other, you would deal 120 damage, but compounding means the first boost brings you to 110, and the second boost brings you to 121. This is insignificant early on, but a massive difference once you stack more boosts. A lot of cheaters play Duchess because of how this math works. Let's break down this Duchess's obviously cheated relics as an example. They have 3 copies of Improved Crystalline Sorcery, 3 copies of Improved Sorceries, and 3 copies of Magic Attack Power Up. Now, most cheaters are dumb. You can't legally have Improved Sorceries and Magic Attack Power Up on the same relic. So, let's replace it with a legal alternative, Improved Crystalline Sorceries. If damage boosts were additive, they would deal 208% damage with Crystalline Sorceries. Since they're compounding, they deal 277% damage. While it's not possible to get relics like this without cheating or getting really lucky, you can do similar amounts of damage by stacking every boost you find in the expedition. You can also achieve stupid amounts of damage with the relic effect. Defeating enemies while art is active ups attack power. Each enemy that dies during finale boosts your damage by 15% for 30 seconds, which scales up to ridiculous numbers once you get past the first few kills. Which brings us to tip number 5, memorize trash mob locations. Defeating enemies while art is active ups attack power becomes absurdly strong once you know where to find easy enemies near key bosses. If you pair it with both levels of defeating enemies fills more of the art gauge, you can refund your ult and start almost every boss fight with a massive damage boost. These are the key farming spots to memorize. Some of these locations have scarabs, which do count as enemies, but make sure to weaken them first or save them for last. They're much tankier than everything else. 3 wolves and 3 misbegotten next to the southwest field boss. Four nobles and 7 crabs to the north of the lake field boss. 4 nobles and 4 wolves to the northeast of the southwest Everjail. 11 crabs and 4 jellyfish outside of the castle basement, though killing all of them by yourself is unlikely. Three demi-humans next to the northwest Everjail. Four nobles, 3 bats, and 5 star colors on the northwest plateau. These groups are spread out, so I recommend splitting them between the 2 bosses. Two sets of 4 nobles to the east of the northwest plateau. Five wolves on the main road, and 3 wolves on the hill to the north of the promontory field boss. I recommend skipping the white wolf unless you have a lot of damage. Four nobles and 2 foot soldiers next to the central Everjail. Three wolves and 3 crabs to the south of the ravine field boss. Five frenzied villagers to the east of the ravine field boss. Eight land octopuses to the north of the cliffside field boss. Four demi-humans between the cliffside field boss and the northeast Everjail. 4 demi-humans to the west of the northeast field boss. 3 misbegotten to the east of the northeast field boss. 3 bats to the west of the eastern field boss. 3 bats and 4 wolves north of the southeast field boss and southeast Everjail. Here's the complete map for reference. If you liked this video, I have similar guides for Wilder and Iron Eye linked in the description. If you want more Depth 5 guides, consider subscribing.